Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. For those of you returning, welcome back. And for those of you that are new, hello, my name is Erica. I'm a homeschool and homemaking mama of 5. So this is the day I told you all about in I think my last video, where I have started in like every room in my house and didn't finish any of them except for my living room. I don't know what it was. Like, I wasn't doing it on purpose, but I'd walk from one room to do something and then just, I don't know, start doing something else. Usually I'm aware of it when I do it, but in this case I wasn't, so. Already after cleaning, decluttering all that stuff in the back room, it is really making a difference in the front, which is kind of funny. I guess maybe a domino effect. Like, my back room has stayed really clean, so it's not bothering me near as bad. And when I mean really clean, I'm not going to say like clean, clean, but it's just there's nothing really back there. I know that back closet is organized, not super organized. Of course, there's always room for progress, but it just kind of gave me this peace of mind to know that back part's not being neglected anymore. So it's kind of made it easier to clean up the front. My kitchen, though, I don't know what it has been about the kitchen specifically. I've had a really hard time even cleaning it. I don't know what it is. I guess like my mind's well, I don't have to worry about the homeschool room, so let's worry about the kitchen now. Or not worry about it, but just fret over it. It seems like the more I worry over something, the less I want to fix it. Y'all, in a minute, you're gonna see my husband come walking in here doing his little strut because I had some like poppy techno music on. He was making fun of me. It was much funnier in real time, but I told him I was gonna put it on there if he was gonna make fun of me. So I made sure to put it on here. This is just a little bit of penalin and water, and that I was using on my counter or my table. I use it on just about everything. I haven't found anything so far that I can't use it on, but that doesn't mean that you should use it on everything. So here we are back in my closet. If y'all are new, I moved my closet. We took our closet. I had 2 closets in my bathroom. Gosh, I'm having a hard time saying that. And we took it out. The first mine, because it was just a really awkward closet that had used to be a shower. So anyway, we decided to move our stuff together because I don't have a lot of clothes, and my husband doesn't really have as many as it looks like he does. It's not very well organized back here. So I'm just I'm trying to get the closet a little bit more cleaned out. You guys, I really understand and I appreciate the KonMari method, but it's not something I even have a desire to try. I do not want to pull all of my stuff out, and I'll tell you why. I've got 5 kids. We homeschool, and there's just too much going on during the day to have a project like that. I just don't have the time or desire to dedicate a whole day to that. So this is my back porch, and it's embarrassing. And I'm gonna be honest, I tidied it up a little bit before I filmed, not on purpose, but I wasn't going to film it because it was so bad. But anyway, it is what it is. So this is a real life mess. Not that any of these aren't real life messes. I don't even know what a fake mess looks like. Y'all get the point. So we had, all that drywall that came out of the bathroom. My husband put it out here, and then my kids busted it up, to take to the dump and stuff. And then we had all this wood left from the frame that was in the shower, and it was really good wood. And if y'all know anything, wood is like gold these days. So we saved it, and my 12-year-old is working on a door for me, a pallet door to go in my laundry room, because if y'all aren't familiar with the doublewide or trailers, the water heater is usually inside one of the walls, because like the walls are made up of panels, so you can kind of you can remove them. And I don't understand this. If somebody knows, can y'all please tell me why they do that? Is there a reason behind it, or is it just like an aesthetic thing? I don't know. It's just not convenient for us. So we took the panel out, and it's just open, because who wants to take it down every time you got to fool with your water heater? And we've got 7 people in this house, so a water heater is something that I'm not gonna say we're gonna have a lot of problems with, but we'll probably go through ours more than most people. But anyway, so my son's gonna build me like a pallet door to put in it, because it's really awkward. But anyway, back to what I'm doing here. I'm just, I spent 20 minutes up here tidying because honestly I needed to be outside, but I wasn't feeling being outside, so I set a timer, came out here and started. So I guess I technically did finish what I planned to start out here. but I didn't finish cleaning, if that makes any sense. So I was being a little bit hard on myself about not completing anything, but I did complete my goal. I just didn't complete like the overall cleaning process of it. So I did that huge decluttering of my house. Well, I mean, it was huge for me because I don't think I've ever done like a declutter all at once that big. I'm really good to do like one area or one room, but like to do such a large amount for me, it's been great. The biggest problem is, as you can see, there are little bits and pieces that were left over everywhere in the house. And there's like a little mess here and a little mess there, and they're aggravating the snot out of me. But I think that's good because the whole goal of this was to minimize my storage. So if I have all this stuff out here that doesn't have a place, what it tells me is that it needs to go in the trash. And again, I hope that I'm not coming across as being wasteful or like not appreciative of the things I have. But because I'm very, very thankful and I'm very blessed, and but these things are causing not turmoil, that's dramatic, but they're little things that are adding up, that are aggravating me, that are causing me to be, that I'm allowing to cause feelings of aggravation and being irritated, and it's not good for anyone. So I'm really just trying to minimize, but at the same time, I've noticed, and I'm not harping on anyone, so I really hope that I don't even have anybody in mind when I think about this. But one of the common things I've noticed in like decluttering videos and all this is people buy more stuff to organize the stuff, and while that seems great, and a lot of people it works for, I'm not one of those people. Like, I don't do well with systems like behind a closed door, if that makes sense. Like in my pantry, terrible with my pantry. Even though there's a fairly nice, layout and there's shelves and everything, I don't do well with it. Like if I can't see it, I don't care how it looks, and I don't know how to fix that. I know, there's an obvious answer. I take the time to organize it, but you guys, I know myself, I'm not going to. Y'all, this is filthy, and this shirt, I'm never wearing it again. I bought it at a thrift store, and it's going back to the thrift store. But anyway, this is gross. This is what I was telling y'all about with my kitchen. I'm not depressed or anything like that. I just didn't want to clean my kitchen. And normally, like, that's the first thing I clean. But this is like 3 days worth of people cooking on it, and it's gross. And I finally realized that it was like, enough's enough. I've got to clean this. I've got to clean it now. And as y'all can see, I didn't even wait for it to cool off. So at the end, when I finally do get this clean, you'll see that one burner looks a little bit rougher than the rest, and that's just because it's still hot, y'all. But in this method, I used a little bit of Dawn, and that little bit of Dawn, I don't know what it is about this power wash refill. I don't like it. I don't like the way it comes out of the bottle. It's just, I feel like I'm doing something wrong, like I should have added water to it, but you're not supposed to, so I don't know. But I will not be buying the refill again. I'll go back to buying the individual spray bottles. But I sprayed it all over, and then I scraped it with my scraper. And then I think later on that evening, I went over it with with the pink stuff, and y'all know how I love it. So anyway, this is the last bit of stuff that was in there in the homeschool room that I needed to go through. I did hit my goal, so when I say that I completed it, I did what I'd set out to do. But there was stuff that I decided that I really needed to take the time to go through. This is mainly homeschool stuff. But I didn't want any of it to go back in that closet. There were a few things that I put in the closet only because they belonged in there, and there was a space. Like this basket you see right here, it's got a whole bunch of fabric scraps that I had used to make a quilt, a Halloween quilt, and I'm keeping that, y'all. I love Halloween. I love all that fabric. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I don't, like again, I said, I'm not trying to be a minimalist, and I don't feel like I need to get rid of everything, but I do need to really assess and figure out what I'm going to actually work with and what I'm not going to work with. Because y'all see that there are some scraps of paper in here, some really pretty paper that I was going to try and keep. And you guys, I'd already cut it out. I'd already used it. But in my mind, I'm like, it's such pretty paper. It's such a shame to waste. But you guys know what? I know it's just one piece of paper, but one piece of paper here, one book here, one scrap here ends up being a whole tote full of junk that I'm shifting around. And it's just not me. I have got to accept the things about myself that, yeah, they could be changed, but I'm not going to, at least not right now, unless God decides to, place a hand on me and fix them. So, and I don't know. Y'all, like these straws right here. I bought these straws 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, for my kids to make body parts. Like we were learning about, anatomy and stuff like that, and they were making organs and stuff like that. I don't know how many times I'm going to say stuff like that. So they would take the straws and stick them in clay to kind of hold it together. They were literally 50 cents at Dollar General. And I have felt the need to keep on to them like I'm never going to be able to buy straws again. And I'm telling you, I have spilled them at least a dozen times, and then I will spend 5 minutes picking them up and putting them back. And finally, and as y'all saw, I spilled them again. So I just said, you know what? We haven't used these. We haven't touched these. They're going away. We don't drink out of straws. So I threw them away. And yeah, I'm frustrated I have to waste them by pitching them, but the space that they're taking in my mind is that's more valuable to me. And my goal is going to be, not to bring stuff into my house, to be a better gatekeeper, to not allow things into my house that are not of use, and to not purchase things. That's what I was saying back about the organizing thing. While I'm cleaning, I'm like, ooh, well, I'm going to go buy this for that, and I'm going to go get this and all that. And then I was like, no, that's exactly why you are where you're at right now. It's because you keep buying stuff. And the organization systems, like I said a minute ago, don't work for me. I don't know why they don't work for me. But, the point is, I'm working on that in therapy and everything else, fixing all these problems that, are going along with my thinking. But in the meantime, with the actual problems at hand, I have got to find a realistic method for keeping my house cleaned, specifically with organization and the things that come into my house. So one of the things I'm really going to try and work on is being very, intentional with my purchases. Like, I have been thinking about buying a large mirror for that little room. I'm going to call it my prayer room. I know it's my bathroom, but it's going to be like a little cove area off by itself once my husband finishes the drywall in it. And I'm going to put a nice little chair. And I don't know, that's just what I have in my mind, just a little prayer area, because honestly, the bathroom is the only room that kids won't come in and bother me. So anyway, funny thing is, they'll probably think I've got some kind of stomach issues for spending all that time in there. But anyway, so I said all that to say I've been thinking about purchasing a really nice mirror. And normally, I would have already gone out and bought the mirror. I would have impulse shopped and bought it at the first store I saw because I was so anxious to have it. Even if I didn't think it was that great, I just would have found the very first thing that, I was okay with. Well, that's been over almost 2 weeks ago. And I'm purposely waiting, and I'm okay with it. And the longer I learn to wait, I'm going to enjoy the purchase. I want to take the day and go out shopping with my daughter and look for a mirror that I really love and that I want to put in there. And that's what I want to start doing with my purchases. I know along the way there's going to be little things that I need here and there that I'm going to have to go out and buy, right at the drop of a hat. But I need to start thinking about other little areas too. And one thing that's been a really hard lesson for me since we started homeschooling was when we first started homeschooling, I kept everything and I bought everything. I mean, you would have thought that I had wiped out the Office Depot or whatever it's called here. I think we have Staples here, with the ridiculous amount of supplies I bought. And to be honest, y'all, it's not that we don't get creative with our lessons or have fun or do anything or use other activities. We don't use a lot. We don't even use a lot of paper because we mainly use our wipe-off boards. And the kids have their notebooks, like their workbooks that are already put out for them. And honestly, most of the extra things that we need aren't papers and aren't materials. They're resources like people or a video or a place to go to. So, and I've kept it all thinking we were going to need absolutely everything. And the truth is we don't. And that's where I'm at now. And so I'm starting to just really be able to let go of things and to think better about my purchase. Like, are we really going to use this in a project, Erica? Or are you just having fun planning and playing school? One of the things I did really bad before I started therapy, and it took me a while to realize, is I would panic and get my mind fixated on a particular object that I had to have, like penalin. When I first discovered penalin on Gypsy Love, I had to go out and find it, and I couldn't find it. And when I finally did, I bought 6 bottles of it. And I'm not talking small ones, I'm talking huge ones. And that's something I have really learned to stop doing, because I don't need it. There's other cleaning products that I'm not really sure why I do that, but I have finally gotten a handle on that. I don't know, for whatever reason, I felt like my house wasn't going to be clean if I didn't have 6 bottles of that, and that's ridiculous, y'all. All right, y'all, this is take 4 because last time I didn't hit the record button. So anyway, hello, y'all. Thank you for making it to the end of my video. I'm going to assume that my regular, subscribers are here for Saturday story time. If you are new, disclaimer, I'm going to talk about tattoos in a minute, and so I'll let you know before I do that. And if that's not your cup of tea, it's perfectly fine. You go ahead and turn it off, and it won't hurt my feelings because I won't know. But anyway, so thank you guys for watching the video. Like I said, it was that day that I was here and there and over there, and I got a lot done, but I didn't complete anything. My homeschool room is about 80% done. I still need to go over Joe's desk because I piled a bunch of stuff on there, but I'm proud. I pushed through. I was having a day, y'all. I really have nothing to complain about today. I'm very, very blessed, but it was hard to kind of get motivated. But I did it. So anyway, as y'all saw, I was outside. I didn't finish anything out there. But at least I did get out there and go. So, and it was over the course of 2 days. I'm pretty sure I don't film my voiceovers on the video before I do these. So I actually don't know what I'm going to say. And I don't, obviously, if y'all know me, you know I'm not very organized. So there's not a script or anything. I just kind of shoot it out of my mouth and hope it's appropriate. So, anyway, yeah, it was a difficult day of cleaning. Not difficult. It was not difficult. First world problems, y'all. Talk about first world problems. Look at these nails. Aren't they terrible? Obviously, they're not terrible enough or not bothering me enough, or I didn't take them off, but I miss my acrylics. I'm not going to put them back on, though, because it's getting ready to be springtime, and I'm getting ready to dig in my garden, and I'm literally outside in the dirt almost every day. I had to stop because my daughter literally got scared by her cat. And if I seem awkward, it's because my husband is in the other room putting on his clothes and he can hear me, and I'm being a little self-conscious, which he's not going to pick on me. No, he's not going to pick on me on camera, but I know he can hear everything I'm saying. So we'll just, okay, disclaimer, we'll go ahead and start talking about the tattoo. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all now. That is on my wrist. I've had it for about 2 years now, and it is a bee inside of an umbrella. The bee is because it means a bee charmer, and the umbrella is for this Rihanna song Umbrella, which, anyway, so I have my oldest friend. She's not my oldest friend, like literally oldest, but she and I have been friends the longest. Actually, no, she isn't. I got a friend that I've been friends with longer, but y'all don't tell her, and I'll just hope she doesn't see this part. Anyway, so I met her when I was 16. She's a pretty private person, so I'm not going to say her name or air any of her business out. So this story might be a little, I don't know, a little vague. But anyway, we've been friends since we were 16. We met when I lived up here with my dad, and I was going to high school for a brief moment. We met on the bus, and I told her I liked her jeans, and she was like, thank you, because she's, all prissy like that. And we were best friends ever since. And then, we kind of got separated after high school. We both went our separate ways, just, is it geographically? I guess y'all know what I mean. We moved apart, and we still kind of kept in touch, but you know how life is when you're young. And then when I was pregnant with my oldest son, we reconnected, and I don't mind to tell the story of my oldest son's biological dad, but I'm not going to for his sake, because it's not my place to be airing out his business. So that's the only reason I'm not sharing it. But long story short, it didn't work out, and so I moved back up here, and she was pretty much my baby daddy for the whole time. She went to all my doctor's appointments. Y'all, I didn't know what I was doing. I had never even changed a diaper at this point. I was completely inexperienced. All I knew is from the moment I heard my son's heartbeat, I was in love. And that was, I have to say, that's probably my first moment that I can genuinely say I felt God. I have got to start hiding in the closet if I'm going to finish any of these, literally hiding in the closet, because my son comes in every time I'm doing it. It's like he senses it. It's fine. But what I was saying was, when I was, the very first moment I heard my son's heartbeat when they did the, the ultrasound or whatnot, that was the first moment, like, I knew I heard it, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's something bigger than me. Like, I've always been raised in church and everything, but we all have those moments where you just like, oh, there really is something bigger than me. And, the love I have for my children is really what has, I guess, made my faith stronger. I don't really know anyway, I don't know how to explain it. I'm rambling and I'm getting a little emotional, so I'm going to stop on that. So anyway, to talk about that, she was there with me for every step of that. Literally every single doctor's appointment, everything that I had to do, she went with me. When I bought his bedroom or little crib set, all of it, she was with me for all of it. And then she was obviously there for the birth, and and then time went on, and then there was a period of 5 years that we did not talk for 5 years. And then finally I made the step to try and contact her, and like that we picked up like nothing had happened. Like, I don't know how you can not talk to somebody for 5 years and then you're just right back in each other's lives like that. But you have that one friend in your life, if you're lucky, that they're more than a friend. And I don't mean in the sense like my husband is more than a friend, because he's my best friend, but like, it's almost like that friend that's a part of you. And that sounds really silly, but like if you didn't have them in your life, you'd feel like something was missing. So anyway, that's why she's always called me her bee charmer, because that was our movie, and Umbrella was our song. And I don't really know how else to explain it without giving too much detail. So anyway, she is my best friend. She is my person. I've never seen Grey's Anatomy. I don't plan to, not because I have anything against it, but just because so many people bug me about it. I can't believe you haven't seen it. I can't believe you haven't seen it. And so now I'm just not going to watch it just because they keep bugging me about it. I don't it's kind of like with Frozen. I didn't have a little girl at the time Frozen came out, so I didn't have to watch it. My boys weren't interested in it, so it was good. So I didn't watch it. And my husband is giggling at me. And I'm giggling at him. And I'm not even going to turn this camera around, y'all. I should, but then I'd get banned on YouTube. Anyway, that was terrible, y'all. Terrible. My husband is... Anyway, I do love my husband. I completely forgot what I was saying. I was completely distracted. So, anyway, that tattoo is for my best friend. Absolutely love her. She is a wonderful person. She's always called me her bee charmer. So I guess that makes her my Ruth. I don't know what I made it for, but I made her this big collage with, all the pictures of Ruth and Idgie. And then I put pictures of us in there. And then in the middle, there's the Bible verse from Ruth that says, where thou goest, I shall go. And I can't remember what it is, but they had it in the movie. And then after hearing the story of Ruth and stuff, I mean, it's wonderful and it's perfect. So, funny story about the Umbrella song. Umbrella was our song before. I'm sure y'all have songs with your friends. I'd actually, if you guys want to leave them down below, I would love to know what they are. I love songs. If any of y'all watch my other videos, I'm a sucker for some good song lyrics. Don't send me poetry, but you can send me song lyrics, which is the same thing. I don't know, y'all. So if you can make poetry sound like song lyrics, I'll be good too. But I would love to know if you guys have songs like that. But anyway, Umbrella was our song before then, before we quit talking for 5 years. And she said every time she heard it, she'd get so angry and she'd turn it and hit it off, I was like, oh, well, that's great for you, because I got sad and it made me all emotional. She's like, well, I was sad too, but, it still made me angry. But anyway, so that's my story time. Like I said, I've got 5 really close friends. I'm not going to rank any of them, but she'd be very upset with me if I didn't say she was number 1. But she probably knows me better than, sometimes I'd say she might know me better than my husband, but anyway, he's still giggling in there, which means he's up to something. But I hope you guys have a blessed one. I hope this wasn't too inappropriate with my interruption. But anyway, I hope y'all have a blessed one and you enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in the next. Bye. Woohoo! I am done. I am done. I am done. I am done. Oh crap, that's all.